from last 10 years or so. So it is also.
I don't think that would be the Ombudsman's hand. That would be where Mr. Dasgupta said that people like us have to take it up with the government as well as RDA.
And some things like I have seen that while approaching the insurance companies, I have literally experienced that their contact details are not updated in particularly the other DO office.
Our expectation as a consumer is that there should be a blanket the rule applicable to all the policy across the country. Each person should not go to Ombudsman or Consumer Court. It is a big relief to everybody.
See, complaint letters received by Ombudsman office to be acknowledged having received. This is not known till such time the person case is registered and you send them P1 and P2 form. So if the first initial letter goes, they are at silence. Otherwise, they will be after the agent only. Of course, everything is on agent. Acha. When the case file is has comes for hearing, neither the insurance company nor the TPA, they come without any papers. If you, sir, say okay, first you should approach the grievance manager and then come to you. I do not know whether the things have changed now. It seems here the things have changed now. Because earlier, if you write to grievance, the grievance will never reply. Because after going along with the divisional office, taking up the matter with divisional office, 1 month, 2 months goes away. Then you have no alternative but to go to the grievance in order to come to you. Now grievance again sleeps for 1 month, and then you may get and then again he writes, okay, you take up the matter with the DO. Okay. So the time is lost.
We have heard from three gentlemen, three of our participants who are here. I come to the first issue, the raised. Yes, sir. I do appreciate that there should be an acknowledgement from our side. We have already initiated this. In fact, now we are issuing immediate acknowledgement also.
Thank you.
Okay? Because I believe otherwise, but then here the things were there because normally once happened P1, P2. Now even we are trying to, I will say that even when P1, P2 is not required, it's not in every case P1, P2 is required. So what happens is even when P1, P2 is there, if we are not able to give a solution immediately, at least we acknowledge immediately, yes, this is the situation and we are giving an acknowledgement. We appreciate that. Yes, it's a real problem that quite often insurance company and TPA comes to the papers. It's a problem we are facing. You have faced it. And it's a fact that we do give such situations very seriously. And you will see that when such a thing takes place, we do not really spare them. But then there may be genuine reason for that. There may not be genuine reason for that. We have to see the papers. Sometimes it causes unnecessary delay. We are trying to avoid it. In such cases, we even talk to the insurance company's highest authority to see that such type of situation will not happen. We have seen that it will not be proper to say that completely eliminated. No. But I say that at least 20 to 30% improvement has taken place in this area. We hope that there will be significant improvement in the coming days. Because when we have expressed our displeasure, they are scared. You have said that even after the order, when there is a specific instruction that the claimant has to be claimed and to be paid within 15 days, we have noticed we have to follow up with the client. Every hearing, every order, we tell the client very clearly, that both of you, if as a company you have made the payment, please inform us. If as a customer you have received the payment, please inform us. But what happens when customer gets the money, he decides not to inform us. Most of the time. But The problem is insurance companies, when they do not pay, again the same situation. In that case, customer inform us, but the insurance company don't inform us. There are a number of situations where we have to go back and we have to pay interest. We have decided to pay interest on that portion. It has happened on many cases, but there also again we have to look into it whether there was some requirements, customer has to be bank ID number, etc., whether those things have been properly given, proper authority. It's not that at all points of time it has happened. Just about the grievance manager or the grievance process in the insurance companies, if customer has written to the our grievance system and he has an acknowledgement for that, he has waited a reasonable period, we don't ask him to go back again. It is good enough for us to come back, because if the grievance would have sorted this issue, why should he come to us? Grievance is either not doing anything, that's why he comes to us. But we definitely need an acknowledgement that he has approved that.
Acknowledgement how if they send it by post.
If somebody is sending by post, आजकल even after couriers होता है, acknowledgement होता है, होते हैं, it is there. Limit for 20 lakhs to be increased. Yes, this issue has been on the, because I think when this Ombudsman, but then this is not within our hands. I think all of us will like that this thing can be taken care of. Contact details not updated, delay in policy. Yes, this is one again very major area. In fact, one of the major areas is that, particularly in the life side, sometimes delay in issue of policy, lot of mishaps takes place. The very clearly it says that within 15 days of the receipt of the policy, if you do not want the policy, you can send back pre-look period. But many companies initially, now of course it's coming around, they used to say, no, you have not applied within 15 days, you have given an address, we have sent it, you have not received it. So this is also an area of dispute. But I think the companies by and large appreciating it. In fact, we have a regular meeting with the companies on regular basis. Not only on once a yearly meeting, we also meet them periodically. And all these issues are told to them that these are the issues I am getting from your organization for you to act on it. And I am happy to say that many companies, they are both from private and public sectors, they have responded to it. Not all of them, but some of them have responded to it very positively. Because after all, a satisfied customer is a property for any company. They should realize that. I think there is an issue came to us, if I understood it properly, that the interest to be given if sometimes 3 months. Yes, I believe that is correct. That is correct. And we do give interest in certain cases where we feel the company has definitely delayed and there was no reason for them to hold back. But where we find that there is a question of interpretation, company cannot be state that the orders have been given by us, understanding the situation. The company cannot be, the decisions could have been either way, then we do not give interest. But if after getting the order again they are sitting on it, I think they should take interest on it. About 2007 and 2012, somebody has said about policy revision, consumer code, etc., etc. Then we have to understand one thing. Consumer code decisions, now look at the decisions of the three different forums. Insurance Ombudsman decisions, the insurance company has got no recourse, they have to honor the decision. But consumer court decisions, the insurance company goes up to the highest level, National Commission, Supreme Court, everywhere they go. They can go to it. So the framework from they look into, both the forums look into it. One forum knows that this is the way I look at the things, and the company and the other person, they can go to it. But so far as this Ombudsman forum is concerned, Ombudsman also knows that this one side is handicapped. They cannot go against my decision. So the greater responsibility is on him to see that the decision is it is equitable, it is fair and equitable. But then Supreme Court in 2007, when the policy change came, they said that, I very clearly remember, in case of senior citizens, particularly it happened to the medical protection policy, unilaterally such changes should not be, because there was change in two types of policies, unilaterally such changes should not be introduced. The customer has to be told that these are the changes and it is your choice, you decide whether to go to the new one or to old one. And all the companies, I will not say many companies, all the companies, they wrote to their customers, they gave paper advertisement. What happened to them, that how many people opted, I have no idea. But I know for certain that the companies went into the press, went into let the customer know about it, but very few people really opted for the change or decided to stay in the earlier one. So we sometimes don't read, and this has created a lot of problem. Even today, I find a lot of people have suffered because of that, or also might have gained also. But again, 2012 there was a change, and I am not talking of similar situation has not come either from the, because that time regulator also has told that consequence of the Supreme Court that you have to do this. But 2012, at least it is not to my knowledge that such an instruction has come from either sources. We have taken up this issue then, but obviously I cannot issue an instruction. This is not, because I do not have that authority. But then the major issue is not only this thing, the companies keep on tweaking the conditions in between, and these tweaking the conditions can affect a person very badly, and nobody, I'm sure, I can say after 40 years in the insurance industry, although I am supposed to read each and every page of it, but I don't remember when I took a policy for myself, I never thought there will be nasty surprises for me. So there has been surprises like that. I believe something has to be done. We have discussed this in various forums. Hopefully, we will continue our effort. You have to continue your effort.
Thank you. We'll take the second round of questions. But just one point I think that Mr. Neku made, that how is it that you prove that you approached a grievance cell? So I think today if somebody sends an email which has not got a response, the fact that you sent an email or you sent a courier should be considered.
Absolutely, consider that. Email shows the address.
Okay.
Email shows the address.
Many of them they post it.
No, it doesn't matter. But
you have to accept. You have to accept where we are not able to show any proof. You know, many. See, let's be very frank. I sit there whole day to get the evidence. Without evidence, how do I go ahead? So I need some sort of evidence, and whatever it is, we accept all sorts of evidence, whatever the person can be.
The second point is because the statistics that you have put out are very, very fascinating. And I know that you will not be able to name names of companies, but I was wondering, can't we have this data put out on the Insurance Ombudsman website, which is the number of complaints received company-wise, the number resolved company-wise, and how, what are the orders against them? So it's just putting out the data in the public. So the organizations like us will do the collation and the analysis, but at least raw data can be put out in the public domain. Because I think it's amazing that 26% of the complaints should come from a group which has a 2 to 3% market share. That too. So any chance that we can get the data out? This is something we took up with SEBI also on PMS, and we filed an RTI. We went all the way to CIC saying, please give us the data.
In fact, in SEBI's website itself, one can go and see the orders. So to be able to just see the orders, it should be or could be a part of your public disclosure.
In fact, all this data is available in the GVIC's website.
The actual orders.
GVIC's website.
The actual orders.
For the entire country it is available.
But it is updated up to 2012, I think.
It is updated up to every, in fact, to the best of my knowledge, they take the data every month and they publish it on quarterly or.
Activists from the government of Maharashtra.
one question that the claim passed by yourself is not compiled by the company till date because the claim was passed in July 2014. Till date could be follow-ups were made with the company because the order doesn't mention a specific time period within which the claim should be settled. That money should be refunded. One thing, and secondly, I have an RTI reply from the Office of the Insurance Ombudsman stating that period within which my complaint should have been resolved according to the Citizen Charter or any other order of public service enactment provide copy of the same. The reply is as per RPG rules, the complaint should be resolved within 3 months, relevant portion enclosed. The relevant portion mentions the Ombudsman shall pass an order within a period of 3 months from the receipt of the complaint. And it is seen that since 2010, the complaint was not resolved. And the answer which I got was since the Ombudsman was not appointed for a period of 8 months, I got the reply in April 2000.
No, you are right, absolutely.
Sir, finish the question quickly, please.
Yes, madam. And another drawback was that what I received was since only one ombudsman is working for the entire Maharashtra, Goa, I would suggest that the Moneylife Foundation should take up this issue that Bombay should have a separate ombudsman. Because the ombudsman who is appointed is always on the tour. Pune, Nasik, Nagpur, various places.
So, one like common resolution dispute centers like money life in different areas or cluster of areas. One, so two, the terms and conditions for room rent, medicines, food, checkups, pathological tests, health issues have a common format for that. And there are 7 insurance policies must have Mediclaim, health, surgical, critical illness, rider policy, critical illness, property and house. So as the terms and conditions common, the format common, so people won't be cheated or have booklets in regional languages. So this way all people will know and have a database on your website. Thank you.
I am Chandresh Savla. Sir, please allow agent to attend hearing. Yes. We are directly connected with the client and insurance company. So if the request is given before 7 days, then allow.
See the Supreme Court in the case of Bhimandas, which is the Union of Media, decided in favor of the insured, published in the Times of India, July 2013. The by policy company can't change the consent conditions. It should be taken as a class policy, not the evidence should be run about like masses running about the everybody. Show action should be taken by the company. Now, if I want guidance of Madam from your side.
In fact, a couple of times, Mr. Dasgupta, even the RBI and others, only the RBI actually, to my knowledge, has treated complaints, if there are similar complaints, then instead of getting everybody to come, the government pays lip service to class action. So class action now is part of the Companies Act, which wasn't there before. So we in Moneylife have been trying to get all the regulators to understand that they say, if, for instance, RBI did it with Citibank. There was a case where Citibank said, if you spend 30,000 during Diwali season, each one gets a ticket free. And they miscalculated. So there were lakhs of people who spent 30,000 and they didn't have that many plane tickets to give. So RBI said you can't give the first 50 or 100. You will have to give everyone even if it's at your cost. And Citibank was forced to do it. So we feel that whether it's insurance complaints which have happened because of some kind of policy change or an issue on the part of the insurer, then it is not fair for every individual to come back and file a separate complaint. If you see that it's a common problem, then it should be treated as a class action.
Mediclaim company and TPA particularly, they reject the claim which are submitted late. And there are number of consumer court order which clearly says, the delay of claim, the submission of the delay in the claim cannot be the reason for the claim. But the TPA just, they reject the claim because out of 100 people, very few people will, actually pursue the matter with ombudsman or the consumer court. And actually they exploit, the Indian mind, which says that jane do. And we are also part of the NGO who runs the RTI, and there are a number of cases we are receiving, which just one thing, delaying the.
We had one case recently of our own colleague, Mr. Dasgupta, who passed away, died in a railway accident, and we discovered that we had to make the submissions within 15 days. And for 13 days, we didn't know that the family doesn't even step out of the house. So, if they can't go and get the postmortem report and everything else until the 13 days are over, It's a very common thing. I mean, it's a Hindu majority country, and that means they had 2 days. Luckily, the office was following it up. So my colleague Pankaj was with them every day. We managed to submit it in 15 days. But when we handled that case, we realized how difficult it is for a death claim to do it in 15 days. It's so unreasonable. I mean, it should at least be 1 month. Because if the family doesn't move out for 13 days, in 2 days they can't possibly.
7 days. For most of the company, it is 7 days only after they discharge.
This was the death. So I think some of these terms themselves are unreasonable to start with. And so obviously there's going to be lots of cases where people won't be able to fulfill the condition.
The second thing is again, there is a New India Assurance Company who has collected extra premium for senior citizen in 2007. In reply to our RTI application, they on their website they reflected, that almost 40-50,000 senior citizen people have not been, they have collected extra premium, but they are not refunding them, and they are asking everyone to come individually. Now this 40-50,000 people actually doesn't know, that they have actually given extra premium. But we are fighting since last 7-8 years, but New India is just not giving any answer.
Again, I think we got a few issues here. The more of a suggestions, regional languages, order does not specify a timeline, agent to be allowed for hearing, class action, hypertension, diabetes, delay, whether 15 days or 7 days or 30 days. These are primary issues. I would like to share a few experiences or few things here. Definitely, not only even the order, the means of hearing itself, in many cases we specify, and even the orders also, unless the customer has to give back certain things, where we do not know certain things he has to give back. We find the case is payable, but he has to give certain papers. We definitely specify it. But the issue again here is, in spite of that, I must admit, in many cases these deadlines are not followed. And when it comes to our notice, we do give interest again on that issue. I remember in one case, we had to give an interest for 6 different periods. Simply somebody decided to sit on it, because I do not have any other power to give a penalty otherwise. So we give interest, and definitely we do that.
No, somebody sat on it means who? The company or the claimant?
Company.
Then you have
deciding the award.
After even giving the award.
So then they should be penalized.
Yes, this should be penalized. And regional languages, of course, I will not be able to do that. I think that's why I said these are all suggestions we give. Agent to be called for hearing. Normally, what happens? Even the company sometimes wants to come with the so many other things. The customer wants to bring a legal person. We go through the case and we believe where it is required to call an agent or a surveyor or anybody. Normally it is a one-to-one, it's a quasi-judicial process, it's a negotiation process, it's a question of mediation process, so any third party is not allowed. But there have been many cases where we have ourselves called the agent, we have ourselves called the surveyor, because we feel that the customer is probably not in a position or not properly in a position. We did that, but as a rule, we do not do that. Delay, I fully agree. Even IRD has said that where there is a suspicion that delay has been done, delay has been because of something which have deprived the company of its opportunity to investigate or something, that way some fraud is involved, delay is not condoned. Otherwise, all such delays are condoned, and the companies, we even don't go into look into the case, we straight away without hearing we condone such delays. And the company we have been requesting, because once IRD has told the company that you kindly go through it and say. But I must say here, in fact, we have noticed here fraud. Normally, fraud word is associated. We all know we are in the financial circle. The fraud does take place. It comes to us. The fraud by the company, fraud on the company, and we have also received fraud by the company. This is something what is most disturbing. Done by somebody who is working on behalf of the company. I will share a case here, very interesting case here, without naming anybody. A case came to us about non-payment of insurance in a life insurance case. The company has given proof that the customer, their investigation has found out that the customer was suffering from, the life assured was suffering from HIV before taking the policy, and this fact was not disclosed. So when I asked for the evidences they gave to me. I asked them only one question. It's nice of you that you shared these evidences with me, but have you shared these evidences with the customer? So that she also gets satisfaction that yes, my case does not stand. He said, no, we did not do it because the customer may tweak with the evidences. I said, no. Once you have recorded it, once there is a proof, even if they tweak with it, I will try to accept it. But have you shared it? This is no. I said, then we will not go with the hearing. I gave the set of papers to the
Company.
not the company, not to the customer. Then, madam, you kindly take these papers, kindly check up yourself whether this is true. I give you 15 days, 20 days time, whatever you require. She said that give me at least 1 month. I said okay. Exactly after 7 days, meanwhile we also did one thing. Without waiting for the customer, once the lady has given this reply that my husband has never suffered from HIV and there is no question of this gentleman taking treatment from such places, he never goes there. And there was reason to believe. So we ourselves contacted that so-called hospital. We found out that the numbers were false. And it is just not accessible. So lady came back and she gave enough evidence that the hospitals which has been, where from the certificate has been obtained, they do not have any record to show that this man was ever admitted. Number one. Number two, there is no such doctor who has issued this certificate. So next hearing I told company, she also gave a certificate, enough evidence, not certificate, that her husband was posted in Kargil on that particular day. He was a defense person, not a civilian. So what our decision would have been very simple. It will go against the company with all the penalty, whatever it can. We did that. But we did not stop at that end. We asked the company to submit the list of all the cases which have been rejected by the company on the basis of this investigation.
Yes.
Now the company was not willing to do that. We were after that. Some other case came out. And ultimately company decided to terminate this person. But this is what has happened in Bombay jurisdiction. God knows what has happened as well. So it is I have come across fraud by the individuals. There have been a lot of cases, fraud cases. But the question of how do you expect the company who is supposed to be delivered the justice on their own, how do you expect the company to do such a thing? They have not checked us. So this is where it is required. Now you talk about class action. I will say there are cases, every single case is different in their own way when we deal with them, but there are commonalities in some cases. There are, suppose, as you have said, that one particular group tickets issue. Similarly, we found in an industry, in a particular industry, there were medical policies, personal accident policies, and the intermediary was the company itself. So there was no question of having a separate sort of a 300 meetings or 400 meetings. So why not take a single decision, single meeting? We did that also. We also take such decision. We also take. Where there is similarity in cases from the same company, same insurers, we do that. Because we do not have the legal authority to enforce it. That is the difference. Coming to whether someone who suggested why not have, I think one gentleman very clearly said that 2008 cases. Let me share, very honest. When I joined last year, you have seen that all the ombudsmen, or 10 ombudsmen put together what they have decided in a year, your own ombudsman in about 10 months' time have done more than that. Okay. But that's not enough. When I took over, in fact, first few days I was thinking, I was in a sort of a thing, have I done the greatest mistake in my life by joining here? The reason being, the number is huge. Even a day has got limitation. Even if you take, some cases takes 15 minutes, some cases take 2 hours. It may take rehearing also. So then the orders have to be prepared, then the minutes have to be prepared. Even if you want both sides, at least minimum 4 people are there. So even if you work without break, except for your lunch hour, because the officially cannot work beyond 5 o'clock. Officially beyond 5:30. Unofficially we keep on sitting there, that's a different issue. So what happens is there is a limitation. How many cases we can do? Even then, with all those things, those 2007, 2008 pending, today, believe me, we are not settling 2014-15 cases. We are only handling 2013-14 cases. That means it is recorded there and it goes. But still it is a great improvement from 2007-8 to 2013-14. And we do both of us. Mr. Sawan has joined me and his joining has strengthened my hand. I personally believe that by the end of this year, we will try to touch 2014-15 cases. But we have made 2 more things. This is of course no law, no rule provides. We have decided to take some cases on fast track basis. What are those cases? Where the people are very, very senior citizens, 75 years, 80 years, those cases. Where the people are suffering from terminal diseases. I think I have seen cases. These decisions I had to take. At least 3 cases I have seen. When I sent the letters to the person, it came back. Of course, the decision I have given covering that customer, that's a different issue. But it came back because customer has died 2 years back. Death can take place anytime. But then this person were waiting for us, this lady in this case, was waiting to hear from us. There was a case I must share with you. We gave an order about 10 lakhs rupees worth of order. Suddenly the lady started weeping very bitterly. I was stunned absolutely. What do you do once the lady starts weeping very bitterly? She said, "Sir, today I got my money. But if I would have got this money 3 years back, if the company would have given it, company had absolutely no reason, nothing there. If the company would have given it, then my son would have been probably leaving for another 2-3 years or maybe 2 years. It's a very pathetic situation. You sit there, you know.
Sir, I'm an agent of a health insurance company and I joined about 4 years back. And my first client, when we filled up the form, we filled the form entirely in all honesty and submitted and the client got the Medicare policy. Now after 4 years when I went for applying for a critical illness policy, there was a specific question. Do you have any
Now, this is a
disability?
general issue you're raising, right? Because
No,
we are
but
not taking individual
no,
cases.
but this is a larger issue behind this. The thing is, when I applied for a critical illness policy, there was this question: do you have any disability? Where we answered the client is having a 50% hearing disability. So when I applied, they said that they will not give the policy because they don't even entertain 10% disability cases. So I told them that 4 years back I have got a mediclaim for this client. They said you didn't disclose. I said there was nowhere in the questionnaire that you have asked for a disability. So how can you, as an agent, I was not aware, you have not trained me that you don't accept disability cases. So we didn't know whether it has to be disclosed. So it was not an intentional non-disclosure. But the company is saying that if a claim happens, we will not give the claim because you have not disclosed it. But in the policy, there was nowhere stating that whether there is a disability or not. So they have other questions like they tell me, we asked only for 7 years. Is there a hospitalization or anything? But even a 10-year case comes. Previously, 10 years back the client was hospitalized. We say it is a non-disclosure and reject it. So my question is, in the form if a client fill it completely honestly, then is the client at fault? And can it be, what is the report that the client has in this kind of a case?
Any other questions?
Sir, Dinesh Bhagat from Delhi. First mentioned Bima is not by government of India. So because this has been sold by LIC of India, 3.09% services will charge.
I don't think I will be able to answer that. Or
I answered that one that you can take this into with the government of India. At least the services should not be there on senior citizens.
I personally believe I should not answer that. Very simple reason is that at various levels we have they have considered, they have given opinions, and it has not so far come as a grievance at any point of time. So
what I'm trying to understand is if somebody comes to you with insurance mis-selling case for life insurance, what is the proof you need? I mean, would you be satisfied with the underwriting expert report saying that this signature is forged on the policy, so it was never signed by the policyholder? And what else other things for life insurance mis-selling you would be happy with in terms of proof so that we can say that these are the documents you can submit for?
Mis-selling is not covered under his authority.
No, it is covered.
Okay, one more question. Yeah, who has the mic?
Hello, good evening, sir. I'm Ganesh. Yeah, just a coming across so many cases. Health policy insurances. Normally, they're rejecting the claims for pre-existing diseases. I think there is some reason to reject the claims. The person who takes the health insurance policies, they're thinking that the insurance comes for his health when he requires. But companies, they are rejecting the claims just by showing the reason is a pre-existing disease. See how they determine that customer, the person is having a pre-existing disease because they have not taken any health checkup. Even the companies, they are nowadays they are advertising that there is no requirement of health checkup for the
first question was regarding disability, non-disclosure. At that point of time, there was no question. Subsequently, and similarly, I would like to link this pre-existing also. The gentleman has said just now. I would like to link both these issues. There are two types of policies you will find. In fact, this is a question which we come across quite often. If a person has never been asked to disclose, then how he will disclose? If the policy, disclosure can be specific, disclosure can be non-specific also. Suppose you have been asked, have you ever been admitted to a hospital? Have you ever done a health checkup? Have you suffered from anything, any unusual thing? If you do not have given a single questions like that, and today you are coming out with disclosure, I think that is not sustainable. We have given many cases like this. But then there are policies which do cover disclosure. Public sector insurance companies, normally any pre-existing disease they cover after 4 years of continuous saving. The private sectors, they have got various sorts of a thing. uh, again here one thing comes out that pre-2007 and after 2007, many people who opted for pre-2007, these uh, pre-existing diseases are not covered. Even if you have insurance policies in force for 10 years or 15 years or 20 years. So that is the problem. Many people who has intentionally decided not to stay in the old one and come to the new one, they have suffered in terms of their certain benefits, like basically one benefit. Room rent has gone down to 1%. But they have got this benefit because IRD has later on said that any pre-existing disease after 4 years, insurance company can 4 years of insurance company cannot raise the questions and cannot disallow it. There is a very clear cut guidelines. But there are private sector companies, and when some of them even have come out with the lower, even 2 years they cover after even 1 year. There is companies, and with that portability now, many companies are giving portability benefits. That means which covers insurance of the earlier insurer. But again, I think the role of agent and role of the person concerned is very important. Many of them, when they quote, they don't ensure that they are getting this benefit or they are not getting this benefit. That has to be obtained. And when it comes to us, we try to give them the benefit. But mis-selling, somebody said it doesn't come into my area, somebody says, what is that? Mis-selling again is a two different, it's a very huge canvas. One type of mis-selling is the person has not signed, somebody has done, that's one type of selling. I had recently a case. A huge amount of money was taken by a banker from a person. The insurance was made in respect of a person who is employed in Germany, and his father did all the transactions. I asked only one question to the insurer. He was assured, now this is one area which is you should do something about it. We did lot of things for customer education, when in my previous things we even come up with the advertisements in the paper. But even now this is happening. This gentleman is a army officer, not a small person. Army officer. He was told by somebody that your son's policy is entitled for some big bonus because India has won the World Cup. We don't laugh at it. So you pay this much money, so your son's policy will be returned. This fellow paid this money. Like this, he was saying, no, you have to take another policy like that. This fellow, I do not know what happened to him. He took 5 policies and paid 1,50,000. We could have said not to look into it, but we decided to look into it. And called the insurance company. Insurance company straight away said it doesn't come into our area. I said, why? It's a fraud. Something has been done. The condition 2 very clearly says premium paid and premium payable. Now the question is, you said you have insured. You says everything. This man, you have given everything. That yes, proposal form is there, everything is there. But tell me one thing. On that day, do you have any proof? Yes, my person has gone. He has signed. I said, are you very sure? Record it. I had some reason for that recording. Record it. They said, yes, very sure. Record it. My person has gone. I said, if it is so. Are you aware where the man is? No, he is in Pune. I said, no, he is in Germany. You get it because if an Indian comes to India, his passport will have a entry date out there. So his passport shows on that day itself he was in Germany. He did not visit India 3 months prior to that and about 9 months after that. How did you get the signature? If you have insured a person without even taking his signature, maybe your agent has only given the signature, or maybe his father has given the signature out of the greed. I told the person. He said, I did not give the signature, but I did give the money. He said, you only give the money, that's all. Company had to pay that. But the problem is, mis-selling today is a very big issue, and particularly not only with the individual agents, even the corporate players are very much involved, and we have seen the people have a lot of trust on the banking institution.
Banks are totally missing, 100%. I have not seen
that is one area where we are getting lot of problems. I think we need to, they have to work on it. They have to work on it. And we have shared our concern with the insurance companies, with the concerned banks, but then I hope people also take their greed to some extent. That's the big problem. But then, said handwriting expert, yes, there was a case, there were two cases with us where once the person said that I was not there, I did not do it. Why? The onus is on whom? Onus is on the insurance company. We asked the insurance company to provide handwriting expert's opinion. We said we will wait for 2 months, no problem. If it has waited for 2 years, let it wait for 2 more months. And insurance company found out that handwriting expert very clearly said it doesn't belong to him. They have to pay back. They have to pay back. With interest. Yes. Yeah.
Is that like an exception of cases you take, or is it anybody can approach?
Mike.
I will not say exceptions. See, mis-selling, as he has rightly said, is excluded. But then there are cases where you find that it goes much beyond the definition of mis-selling. It's a fraud. It's a fraud. So we decided to not to reject it under that ground. We decided to look into that, examine that.
The complaint which you can take, any dispute about premium paid or payable in terms of the policies, what type of case can be covered? Because when the policy is issued, I am signing.
Okay, I'll give you an answer, beautiful answer. Sir, okay, it's a common public. Huh? I want an answer from any one of you, any two of you, any three of you. A 55 years old gentleman he sold a policy. He has been canvassed by saying all the good things, whatever, I don't know what has been told. He will pay 1 lakh premium. It will give him life cover up to 70 years. I don't want the opinion from this side. I know all of you are experts, but this side may have a little better idea of this thing. So some people do not have. 55 years, this gentleman will pay 1 lakh rupees every year. He is a normal employee. He will pay for 15 years and he will get the maturity benefit. How much you feel he will get? Tell me quickly, don't think so much, don't start calculating.
20 lakhs.
15 to 20 lakhs.
Huh?
30 lakhs.
15 to 20 lakhs. More than premium paid at least.
Yeah. 30 lakhs.
He will not get it.
That's my 30 lakhs.
The policy says, this gentleman knew the answer. So I told him, initially I wanted to keep his mouth shut.
What is he said?
See, the insurance company says he will get, in the worst case scenario 6%, in the better case scenario 10%, all those things are there. And a huge chart is there. Almost one full page chart is there. It says, at the end of 15 years, he will get 0.
What?
That you have to find out.
How can that be possible?
Huh?
Mortality.
You are an expert, you don't speak. That's why I said experts should keep their mouth. Now see the such situation.
If he dies,
He'll get only if.
I'm talking maturity benefit. He did not die.
There's no.
He, at the end of 14th year, again he gets 0. In the end of 13th year, he gets 26,000. So when we Now this also I could not read. Let me tell you very frankly, I use a -4 glass. I tried to read, no. There is a small type of what is called magnifying glass. I put that, even then I could not decipher. So I asked the lady who represented that insurance company to read it. Even she could not read it. Original policy document she could not read. And it shows very clearly, very bold letter, 10% and 6%. But down below, all mortality goals, what these people are talking about. Now this person has taken a policy. Fortunately, he noticed it after 5 years. So he has been told, he has all the papers. Calculations have been given that he will get such a huge amount. What do you say? I told the company to refund it, they refunded. But this is one case. How many people might have happened like this? Why it will get zero?
No mortality.
Because this mortality premium will be so high. In the last few years, his mortality premium was more than 2 lakhs. Risk premium, 20 lakhs is covered.
But how does a product like this get past IRDA at all?
Yes.
So these questions I have also asked the thing. This is beyond my imagination how you have approved this product. आप क्या सोचते हैं कि हम लोग नहीं बोलते हैं we are there and we give it to them, but how you have approved this product?
Mr. Dasgupta, thank you very much for being so frank. And I'm going to make a request to my friends here from Tarun Mitra Mandal and other activists. Please join us, because here we have Raj Pradhan alone slugging. We file RTI. Only when we file RTI does IDA reply. That too, it replies only to the few things that we take up. You know how many cases of lands mis-selling now we've been taking up. We have a case of Birla, where when we write to IRDA because they send a copy to us, Birla resolves some complaints that we send. But I think let's not all just listen now. You have it directly from the Ombudsman about what is happening. I think there's so many of you who are agents here. Join the fight. It's not going to happen easily and it's not going to happen by complaining. You have to join us to fight it. We can't keep doing it alone. So, more questions?
I would rather like one more thing here. Joining you is fine. But who has sold these policies? You people have only sold these policies. Agents have sold. Why the agents would sell such policies? किसने गलत एडवाइस किया? किसने किया? उसने तो खुद नहीं खरीदा. नहीं, प्लीज सर, प्लीज आगे सुनते हैं. नाउ सवाल ये है, आई थिंक यू आर द एजुकेटेड एजेंट्स, जो भी आज है, आप लोग शायद नहीं करते होंगे, बट ए ह्यूज क्रॉस सेक्शन ऑफ द so-called agency force or the people who sell, they are probably not being, I will say that they are not probably educated enough to guide about such complex sort of a product to the people. Here anybody and everybody can take insurance agency. It's not just like that. And some of them may be doing more business than many of you, because they know some people, they are good auditors, they speak good things, but later on this thing happens. I tell you another case. I don't know. In fact, I never wanted to say, but this case is a case which I remember. One gentleman, not all the people at work, he is a gentleman, he is an officer of a, retired officer of a very, very important department, all of you know. He didn't have much of resources. He retired, got about 30-40 lakhs rupees, and his pension. So he thought, he went to his banker and told the banker that give this money in such a way that I get in 3 years' time a double thing. He knew it. He is not. I get a good return. And the bank is such a bank. नाम सुनोगे तो आप लोग बोलोगे नहीं, उनका डिसीजन तो भी गलत हो ही नहीं सकता है. Anyway, रख दिए. सब लोग कहते हैं कि 3 साल के बाद आपको पैसा वापस ले सकते हो. 3 साल के बाद क्या ले सकते हो? Can you take the whole money? The surrender value ले सकते हो. Surrender value is the whole money paid? No. A very, very minor percent of that. ये वो महाभारत के अश्वत्थामा हाथा ये गजे वाले बात हो गया। बाकी क्वेश्चन बोला नहीं जाता है कि 3 साल के बाद मिलेगा, लेकिन कुछ काट करके। तो इस जेंटलमैन के केस में his investment of 40 lakhs became 29 lakhs, and when he took the surrender value, it becomes 14 lakhs.
Only 40.
The fellow
1/4
almost had a heart attack. Now again the question came to us, what do we do? There is no evidence that he has not done it, he was told advice wrongly. Fortunately, he could find out an evidence written by the bank where it was projected like this and all those things. We have been able to get it.
Even I have got a case like that, gentleman, where you have given a road and the insurance company has ignored it for 1 year. So I'll meet you after this. Second point, my suggestion. Ombudsman cases are delayed. Like you said, there are too many cases. So why not make these grievance officers in the insurance companies also sub-ombudsman? You train them and let them at least do the paperwork and all and send it to you. So your work reduces.
I'll just straight away answer your question. When I joined here, the situation was like that. It would have been very big, very alarming. But it was happened because all the insurance companies, they cooperated. There were reluctance, there were problems, and the cooperation was not equal. But I will say many of them, and most of them, they cooperated, they came to us, and wherever decisions can be taken without involvement, they have taken. And today also they are taking. Almost on regular basis they come to us.
Sir, the reluctance is because of the officer feel let them go to ombudsman. If the ombudsman passes an award, it is ombudsman headache because I am free from any audit. That is
absolutely correct.
So that's why the claim gets delayed.
I have a suggestion. Since you asked it, why can't your office can become online? Like what your complaint, what is the status or something like that, so that because few people have asked, they don't get the acknowledgement or something like that. This is just a suggestion.
In fact, we are trying to do that. We are on the process of at least you can track your situation. In fact, this is we have already done a lot of. In fact, last year, only this current year, the year which has been over. In fact, everything was not online. Even the awards are not online. Even today, everything is done. Probably this is what we are trying. At least the person should be able to, some grievance management system should be available here also, where the person can log in and see his status of his
The agents are selling the product without understanding, and the client is suffering because of that. Why not discourage them by taking some action on those agents by debarring them or publishing their names or some sort of? Is there any remedy for that?
I do not know about the companies, but I am very sure the cases which comes to us, we ask the companies to take action. What action they take, I do not know. But I believe even without that, because I have also handled an insurance company earlier, we used to take action against such people. We used to take action, and it is not something that insurance company is doing it ex gratia. Let me tell you very frankly, it requires years and years for a company to develop the trust. And if by the action of a single individual that trust is broken, I think the company needs to work on it. It requires a lot of time to build a clientele. It requires no time to build it. Destroy it. Yes.
How does one go?
Yes.
As a layperson, I'm not an agent. If a TPA disallows a part of the claim, is the TPA required to give an explanation as to why part of the claim is disallowed?
They give explanation.
They don't.
They give it. They are supposed to give, and they have to give. In fact, if that explanation is not given, how the person will know what is the reason for which they have disallowed the particular thing?
Exactly.
He may or may not agree, but then we should know about it. And that if the PPA is not giving, it is the fault of the company.
So who should be
Company.
To whom should we
Company.
ask the question?
Company. The person who has sold the policy, not the TPA, company.
The company, through the agent.
Company, not the company.
Company. And then, so is there any time limit? If the
No.
claim was settled 4 months ago, and
normally you are supposed to write. There is no time limit. For Ombudsman, the time limit is 1 year.
For the company?
Company, I don't think should the person, if it has come to his notice, he should immediately write. See the real issue, another issue I would like to you people know. See the today, another problem, major problem, many of you know. Today the technology, the medical science is changing very fast. And as a result, the products also requires to be changed, requires some change at every stage. Certain case of, for instance, I remember when my mother got the cataract surgery, some 20 years back, she was hospitalized for 3 days. When my father had the cataract surgery, some 10 years back, so it was 1 day. And today it requires few minutes. But insurance companies had many cases, they say it is a daycare procedure. So it will not. But it does not mean that the treatment is not there. It is the policies have not been updated. There are surgeries. For instance, earlier, for any heart surgery, there used to be a part. Today it is a hole. Tomorrow there will be something else. Earlier days, there used to be surgeon who will be doing this thing. Today robotic surgery has come. There has been huge amount of exclusion. So I believe it's very difficult unless the company subjects these policies. I tell you a very peculiar situation. One company does not pay a claim because it is an operation. Okay, major operation, they won't pay 100%, they pay 70%. So it's a major operation. Another company does not pay the same claim because it is not an operation. Now both the products, how can there be one particular disease can be viewed differently by different companies? Why can't there be uniformity in understanding? I think there are not many areas. In fact, it is not possible to discuss in a 2-hour meeting or 1-hour meeting. We keep on getting cases which even confuses us what to do about it. And I believe if all of us collectively, Moneylife is an institution which has been doing tremendous job on this area. If you will all put together, things can really go out. What we need is not punishment. What we need is something. What we need is a reformation, a understanding, a more clearer picture. Now, I believe the time has come when collectively you also tell us. You are most welcome to visit us. You may not have a case, come there. Tell us that, sir, I believe this is the suggestion which you people can work on. We are very open to suggestions. We are very open to any good thing that we can do. And why I thought it, when Mr. P visited my office, I thought this is a forum I would like to. In fact, I have been closely following it in my mobiles every day. Even today, I might have got this one. So that is how the things happen. Collectively, we will all try to reform the system.
Okay, we agree, and I think this has been a brilliant session. May I request my colleague Rajpradhan to propose a vote of thanks.
I would like to thank Mr. A K Dasgupta for so willingly agreeing to be part of this event, and Mr. Sawant, of course, and that was the next part, because he's being supported by Mr. Sawant, and as you can see, a lot of cases are being handled. 1,400 cases solved in Mumbai, like 3 times what was handled, a year back. So we are all glad that Mr. Dasgupta is there. He is handling cases. A lot of things like acknowledgement for receipts are being generated, so we can hope to get better service for any grievance. And he's come here today. He's interacted, got your suggestions, and I'm sure the process is going to get even more better going forward. Of course, we'd like to thank the sponsors, ICICI Bank and Disha Financial Counseling, Software Technologies, for supporting this event. It was possible only because of their support. And this is our 222nd seminar, so that's a big number. It's a triple thing. It's a big and of applause to Moneylife Foundation. A lot of people, of course, work hard for this event to happen. And many thanks to everybody at Moneylife who's worked so diligently to ensure success in every event which is conducted. Thank you all for coming here, and we hope to see you all next time.
And we should give Mr. Dasgupta a very big hand because this is our